Should you buy a house today? That FOMO effect that's going on in the market. A lot of people say, "Hey, if I don't buy a house now, they'll only go up." You remember that in 2021, and that was kind of the peak of the housing market. But I want to share with you guys an article that really comes down to supply and demand. Everything comes down to supply and demand, and probably right now, when we're talking affordability, is the worst time to buy a home. Could they go up from here? Yes, but what's got to give? Wages, interest rates, or home prices, one of those three. So this is an article here from Unusual Whales. Found this on Twitter, and it's a great article. It says it would take some combination of up to 28% decline in home prices. Because where did they come from? 2019, right? Did we have an influx of people buying homes? Not necessarily. It was a store of wealth. That's what people view houses as, a store of wealth, even though they're not. So it would take a combination of 28% decline in home prices, 4% reduction in the 30-year mortgage rate. It just hit 8% this week, highest in like 20 years, maybe 30, or 60% growth in median household incomes. One of three things. Your income's going to go up, interest rates are going to go down, or housing prices are going to come down. Which one do you think is going to happen? My opinion, housing prices. And if you think about it, as a home buyer, we often care only about what the cost per month is. But would you rather spend a higher interest rate on that exact same house if the price was lower, therefore can pay it off a lot faster, or a lower interest rate and the price doubles? Even though the payment stays the same, the actual price of the home has doubled. And that's what the government does. They inject liquidity into the market, and they dropped interest rates to historic lows. 2.25% is what my interest rate is on my house. There's a loser in that trade, and that's the person who gave me that loan, because inflation's higher than 2.25%. So the average American buyer faces one of the most unaffordable housing markets, and we all are feeling it. If you're looking at selling and then downsizing, there is no such thing as downsizing, because going into a house half the size is going to cost the same exact per month. Where first-time home buyers need to earn as much as $90,000 in 2022. Now housing prices sit at almost a 4-decade high unaffordability level. In 2019, first-time buyers needed to earn about $70,000, but in 2022, just 3 years later, the needed earnings increased by $20,000. And a lot of people are house poor, folks. So, I've said that on this channel, one of your biggest assets you have is patience in the market, and timing the market is also a fallacy. But you can know if things are expensive or if they're cheap, as George Gammon says. And right now, it's as expensive as it's been in 4 decades. So you tell me what's going to happen. People's incomes aren't going up. Who's buying these houses? The answer is no one. There's no supply. So you got to question what brings that supply online. A lot of people have talked about Airbnbs, the baby boomer generation getting older and moving out of houses, going into retirement homes potentially. There's a lot of factors that can happen, but that run-up speculation of 2020, 2021, and 2022, I think we're living off the fumes of that. And even if we're not, I think to myself, this is how I think. If I can't afford a house, I can't afford a house. That's just what it comes down to. And you make a huge mistake if you hope for the best and you buy a house today expecting your income to go up and you're spending over 30% of your income on housing alone. You're going to be behind the 8 ball, in my opinion. So will housing prices drop? Everyone said they're going to drop this year, including me. I thought these interest rates were going to keep housing prices high. At the end of the day, that's your call. But they can't stay where they are, the incomes where they are, in my opinion. Because if incomes don't go up, which incomes are the last things to go up during inflation, if incomes don't go up, housing prices got to come down or interest rates got to come down. My guess, housing prices are going to come down because interest rates are not coming down anytime soon, in my humble opinion. So wait. If you're a first-time home buyer, wait, in my humble opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know in your neck of the woods what it's like if you've tried to sell a house, tried to buy a house in the last couple of years. It is extremely expensive, and everyone I know can't afford it. So what happens when there's no demand and more supply comes online? Prices drop. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you could comment and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Peace.